one of Jeff's idols is Donald Trump. I mean, he sat in Oval Office and he said, "I pledge my undying loyalty to you, Mr. Trump." What's Donald Trump known for? Well, casinos, failed casinos in Atlantic City, and running that show, The Apprentice. And what was his tagline on The Apprentice? "You're fired." And so I want Donald Trump to tell Jeff, "You're fired," because he's not working, he's not producing anything for us, jobs, economic opportunity, programs to help people rebuild their lives after COVID devastated us, roads, bridges, dredging of the rivers and ports that we can have new businesses come in. There's so many things that as a congressman he could be doing and advocating and fighting for and championing for, and he isn't doing any of it. He's, just yesterday, Jeff issued a bill that would prohibit illegal aliens from obtaining IDs. Why? Why is that your priority? That I don't want somebody who's busting their ass trying to make a living to get a ID in the state of the United States. It makes zero sense. Where is our effort, our energy? It should be, yes, we have an immigration problem. But we know we have bigger than people coming across the southern border, which he loves to talk about. We have people staying here on visas extended and overstaying, right? And they're lost in the system. And you know why Jeff doesn't want to talk about that? Because he's going to have to tell somebody from Ireland, you got to leave the country. You're here illegally. And but should he? Well, here's the facts, right? Because I've said from the beginning, we're going to talk about facts are this. We have twice as many people annually here in the country on overstayed visas than we have coming across the southern border. Fact number 2. In 1993, this country was attacked by terrorists. 3 of them out of the 5 were here on expired visas. Fact number 3, 2001, we had the terrorists that came in and flew planes into our buildings. They came in on student visas and they told their school, we only want to learn how to take off and fly the planes, we don't need to learn how to land them. No one tracking these people. No effort being put in that aspect of our immigration policy. Our largest border, virtual border, is in our airports. When people land and they come in from other countries, and we're not talking about that at all. We're only talking about people who are fleeing, really fleeing for their lives in some countries, and fleeing oppression and fleeing having their daughters made into prostitutes and their sons into gangbangers. These are people coming across the border, trying to come across the border, incidentally, legally. We also talk about people coming across with A2, A4 visas so they can work on the farms, legally. That's what he's talking about all the time. These are the people who are coming here, they're contributing to taxes, they're contributing to this country, they're not able to get anything out of it because if they're not here legally, then they can't receive anything, contrary to the false narrative that's being painted by Jeff and company that they're taking away our resources. It's a lie. They cannot access the resources. In most states, they cannot get an ID. So why do we need a national law to prevent that when we need to be addressing why inflation's at 9.1%? We need to be addressing how do we continue to have the gas prices come down. We need to talk about how we're going to fix our supply chain issues, and we need to talk about how we're going to get more people to work. We have the lowest unemployment in history in the United States. Part of the problem, though, is we don't have enough people for the jobs. So how do we get people to get back into the workforce, such as people who recently retired? How can we incentivize them to come back to work for a while until we can build up our workforce? I don't know, but we need to have that conversation. That's the type of effort and energy that should be going into helping America, not constantly worrying about people coming across the southern border, fleeing oppression, fleeing for their lives. So for me, that's just a part of the problem why I say he needs to be fired. There's a lot more when we talk about economic development. We talk about our veterans, by the way. Jeff loves to talk about how he's a proponent for veterans. But twice he voted against veterans' interests. Once for the access to enhancements in medical treatment, for exposure to tar pits. And another time, he voted against them for automatic enrollment in the VA system. How are you in favor of veterans if you're voting against their interests? How about the American people? Back to the economy, and I'm sorry, but that is a principal issue for us, right? Back to the economy. People are struggling to pay their bills. And here, Jeff voted against a cap on insulin that was once at $35 a dose. Then, because patents changed hands, it went to an astronomical amount of money, resulting in astronomical profits for the CEO and the company. He voted against that, helping people out during an economic crisis. Imagine that.